Why don't we open our public hearing? Tonight is February 26, 2015. Welcome to the Conservation Commission meeting here in beautiful Ayer Town Hall. Please join me for a pledge of allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. We have a few minutes before our 7:15 hearing, so why don't we go through our agenda? Does anyone have any changes or modifications to the agenda?
Do we want to add on, we got the copy of the appeal for the Willows
For
just a couple days ago, so,
for Willows?
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to put that on for any added discussion, or just put
Yeah,
that
why don't we
under?
put that on under, actually, why don't we put that right under office updates?
What did we get from the rules?
The appeal.
Oh, okay.
They have a ZBA request for comments on a house tear down and rebuild on Mountain View Avenue.
Mountain View Avenue.
I wonder who lives there.
That's close by.
Yeah, so I would have to sort of,
Is it jurisdictional or is it beyond?
no, it's beyond, but it's my neighbor. It's Chris Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I already told, well, we'll go over it.
Okay. Why don't we put that right under Willow's appeal?
Okay.
All right. Any other changes or addendums?
No, just, I mean, I do have a bunch of stuff, but we don't have to.
We'll fill that in
We'll
under
fill
our
that in
updates.
under general updates.
All right. Mr. Bacon, do you have any changes, sir?
No.
Mr. Todd?
No.
Ms. Curtis?
No.
All right. I would accept a motion to accept the meeting agenda as modified.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. We have just a couple more minutes. Let's do our meeting minutes. Am I doing something wrong here?
Is it, oh, yeah.
Oh, so you included all of the regulation revisions right in the meeting minutes. That's
I
exciting.
knew you were going to do that.
I'm going to give them to you electronically next time.
Yeah.
I modified it down. I'm sure you did.
All right, so we have our information on the Wendy's, which we
Public
saw.
record. Public record. Official.
Right. Was it an email from them that I saw?
From who?
From the Wendy's folks? No, it was Nemco Way.
Which one?
There was an email.
There's Catania Spagna.
That's
Yep,
it.
Yep. So that's Nemco Way. And I got back to them, so,
I saw that.
yeah.
And so they they're not they were not part of what we looked at before. Have we heard anything more from the Wendy's folks?
Just briefly, yeah, and it's on my updates,
Excellent.
so.
Okay. And do you still have your public hearing for CPC next week for the fire station?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's
Right.
for the photos, not the fire station
Right.
itself. The fire photos.
Restoration of the, right. Right. I don't have any changes, George. Do you have any, sir?
No.
Takashi?
No.
Lee?
Nope.
All right, I would entertain a motion to accept the meeting minutes from February 12, 2015 with no exceptions and fabulous as always.
So moved.
Second.
Do you want to add an extra fabulous, or are you comfortable with a single fabulous?
I think one is
One
good,
is
yeah.
sufficient? Fabulous. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. All right. By our clock, we are ready to start our 7:15. So at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing, DEP file number 100-0381. You state your name for the record, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
I'm Matt Waterman with Land Tech Consultants. Here with me tonight is Chris and Megan Valentine. As I talked to the commission earlier before the meeting, there was an error on the administrative side on our end, and it does appear that we did not notify the abutters. At least there's no record of it in our office. So we respectfully request that we open the public hearing and continue with either minimal or no discussion so that we can notify the abutters to the next meeting. We can have the same discussion depending on if any abutters show up. And then obviously answer any questions that you guys might have.
Certainly. So are you the project manager on the job?
Yeah, we'll be on the job project manager. We're the engineering company behind it. Chris has been doing a lot of this work on his own. I think he'll be coordinating the trades and the subcontractors. I don't know if you've hired or contracted.
No, I haven't hired any contractors yet.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get too deep into it. So are you familiar with, did Matt explain to you why we have to make sure that the abutters have been notified?
Absolutely.
Okay. So just as you would hope to be notified if one of your neighbors was doing something. So
Yeah, I think I've probably told all of them, but officially, I'm pretty sure they're all aware of it, but.
it would be disappointing if someone appealed and they were able to show that they hadn't been
Absolutely.
notified. So, okay. I will just ask, in fact, actually, Takashi, I don't know if you've had one of these situations before. Are we going to have to renotice in the newspaper, or can we, by continuation?
I believe you would want to renotice.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just to make sure that we don't accidentally push somebody off.
Typically, in the abutter notification, you would indicate which newspaper they would check to see the public legal notice published in.
Right.
And they wouldn't have had that.
Wouldn't have that
purpose.
available
Yeah.
to them. Okay. So,
Would we have time for the next meeting, or what's the lead time on the newspaper?
I think if I got it in tomorrow, we could get it into public spirit for next Friday.
Excellent.
right.
That should be fine.
And we can notify tomorrow
that-
if we're ready.
Would that be good enough? Do
Because
we need a week?
February's a short month, so I don't know. But,
Let's see. Okay. So if tomorrow is the 27th and we get it in for the, so if we got it in, well, if we get it in for the 27th and it appears on the 6th,
well, no, we would appear on the 6th. We would meet on the.
we would meet on the 12th.
That's fine. Isn't it?
Yeah, 7 days,
Yes, that works.
right?
Okay,
Is it, well, no, it's 5 days.
5
right?
days.
5 days.
yeah,
That works.
Yeah.
okay. So I'll
Okay.
get that in tomorrow.
So what we're going to do right now is we're going to continue this public hearing at this point until our next hearing, which is on March 12th, with the intention that you will be able to notify and confirm notification of the abutters and republish the legal ad in the newspaper so that everything catches up.
I would just add, I believe to meet the letter of the regulations, you'll want to make sure that the abutters are in receipt of that notification 7 calendar days before our next meeting, so just plan for that.
Okay, no, it'll go out tomorrow.
Okay.
Can I ask a question first?
Please do.
Well, anyway. Just to make sure it doesn't fall under one of those new things in the new regs. Is this just an addition or an accessory structure and no other work?
Correct.
And how close to the wetland resource area is it? Is it
Currently, and quickly, like I said, we can go through this again at the formal public hearing, but the gray buildings are the existing, with an existing driveway, and then there's a deck off the rear. It's kind of hard to see in the Google image. Sorry, the deck is back here. You gotta face it this way. This one's facing this way, that one's facing that way, sorry. House is here, there's a deck here. On the line, and you can see this shed. There's this, which I think used to be a garage. And there's currently, and you can almost see it with this image, which is why I kind of brought this street view. There was currently an access it's not heavily used, but it was used to get access to that back piece. So even though I think this is shown as like a dark green and lots of trees, there was kind of a rude road that went through here. So the existing structure is here, which is about 27 feet. This is 10 scale plan, not a 20 scale plan. And the addition would be 25 feet from the wetlands.
25 feet, okay.
Okay, so that's a
That's-
flagged resource?
This one is correct. On
Okay,
this plan, we flagged this side of the resource area. I
Approximated.
quickly approximated this one in. There is a house immediately adjacent to this with a driveway almost right here. And the driveway's on the right-hand side of the house, so it comes in right there on the property line.
that's the new house, right?
No.
The new house is across the street from us.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm on the wrong side. Thank
The
you.
new house is right.
Okay,
Yeah, that's actually the new house right there.
okay, that's the one we heard them
About
2 years ago, a year ago, something like that, yeah.
Google Maps is pretty up to date. Amazing.
I was only asking because one of the new exemptions is buffer zone only work, and if there were an accessory over 50 feet from the wetland, it could be exempt.
But since it's 25
Since it's
feet,
25 feet, it is not. Yeah.
Okay.
So, wanted
So-
to save trouble if there was trouble to be saved.
No, that's wonderful. So, rather than causing you to go through the entire thing again, let's continue our public hearing at this point. So I would entertain a motion to continue the public hearing for DEP file number 100-0381 to our next meeting on March 12th.
So moved.
Thank you very much.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And just for you folks, the way that this typically goes is that we hold the hearing where any of your neighbors or anyone else who wants to learn about the application, we go through the process, and then on a Saturday, between that meeting and the next meeting, we go out to the house, we take a look, and we walk the flagged area.
Sure.
So one of the concerns here is going to be that I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. So what we would typically do in that case is we would keep setting up the meeting for Saturdays, and then as soon as the ground was melted back enough that we could see the flags and be able to look at the area that's been flagged, then we would hold our meeting. So the good news is that as soon as it's clear, we would be able to have that meeting, and the bad news is that I have absolutely no idea when that will be. So
Okay.
that's how we do it. Every application that we hear, we perform a site walk to look at the flagging and make sure that everything is in order. Not to mention, it's helpful, I think, for you folks to understand what we're looking for. So,
Sure. What are some of the things that you typically look for on a site?
well, so in this particular case, some of the main criteria, I'm assuming you're going to be excavating for a foundation.
Yep.
So where are you going to put the soil? So our intention is to make sure that the wetland resource doesn't get clogged up with material.
Absolutely.
So one of our biggest things, and you've got it dashed on the plan there, I bet it's that yellow line. Is that the hay bale line, or is it
Correct.
the,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to look to make sure when we're on site that all of your work is going to stay on this side of the hay bale line.
Yeah.
And, well, sometimes folks go and they draw hay bale lines and they look good on a print, but then we get on the site and we see that it's on a real hill. And that's really hard to stake a hay bale line on a real hill. It's not going to stay.
Yeah.
And so we'll go through and take a look at the project with you and try to make sure that everything makes logical sense, not just doesn't it look pretty on the plan sense.
Yeah.
So it's usually very, very simple. We hardly ever run into any problems, and a lot of times we'll get to the site and we'll talk about things that maybe you hadn't thought about before, but once we talk about them, they're easy to do. So
Sure.
very simple. And it looks like an exciting project. So
Is there any benefit to continuing indefinitely? And then we can re-notify?
well,
I don't
actually,
want to mess up the process. But if to save continuations, and maybe if we wait in time into where we think the snow is at a point where we can get in.
well, we can do it both ways. Often the best way might be for you to hold the hearing ahead of time, because what we'll do is we'll carry it on the meeting, and Chris and Megan can pop in. You wouldn't even have to be here. We'll open the hearing each time, and you can send us a letter, an email that says, please reopen our hearing today for the purpose of continuing. The snow hasn't melted. You won't have to show up. We'll just open the hearing and continue. And then all of a sudden the time will come upon us and we'll say, hey, we can be there on Saturday. And you folks will, because you'll write to us and you'll say, hey, the snow's gone. Can't wait to see you.
Okay.
So.
So how much snow needs to be gone? I'd rather not wait until April or June to.
Well, I think you're on track to wait till April, but that's just based on the fact that there's 3 to 4 feet of snow depending upon where you're drifted in your neighborhood. that may just be the way it goes. So what we're trying to,
I mean, I'd be happy to shovel, but a lot of the area is pretty visible. I mean, even from the backyard, a lot of the flags, they're not, they're pretty well marked.
well, so what the flagging shows us is where the wetland scientists thought the vegetation and the soils were appropriate for a wetland. And one of the things that we try to do is to look at the soils and the vegetation to determine if the flags are in the right place. So unfortunately, if we can't see the ground, we can't tell.
Okay.
So, because right now, it looks like it's snow, so there's no way to tell what's going on where the flags are located.
Yeah.
So, it'll be very fast once it happens. It's just a case of being able to get out there.
Okay.
So,
Sure. Excellent.
Do you, given that we probably will wait, do you want to be on our next meeting, or do you want to wait till March 26th? Or?
Your preference?
We can do it tomorrow. We'll stay on course then.
I think it makes more sense to go forward, have the meeting. For all we know, we'll have a terrible snowstorm on the next Thursday. No, it's happened. We've missed one meeting here on conservation because they closed town hall, and that kind of held us up. But
Yeah.
who knows? If we get 3 freak snowstorms in a row, you'd miss 3 meetings. It's not worth it. So let's stick to get it in as quick as we can, and then we'll just continue with by letter, piece of cake.
Okay.
So, all right. Well,
There is
thank
more
you.
snow coming too. I saw that.
Is there? I didn't even look.
Yeah,
Wednesday?
it was like 1 to 3, 4 to 8, 1 to 3.
You heard 4 to
just
8?
like every 3 days.
1 to
just
3
like
doesn't
it
even
has.
Is that 1 to 3 feet or?
4 to 8?
Yeah, that was
There was
the
a 4 to 8.
eastern Massachusetts. It wasn't anything particular.
Oh, well, Boston will break its
It was
record
generally,
then.
I don't think, but I was looking at just the long range, and it was still every 2 to 3 days.
Well, I was in Boston the other night. It was like Blade Runner. It was single file walking down the streets. It was awful. Jam packed. There was no room on the
Cars
sidewalks.
buried in snow.
Yeah.
Cars literally still buried in snow over by the garden of all
That's
places.
where I was.
Were you? Yeah. Did you go on Thursday? I mean, on Tuesday?
No, I was there last weekend.
Ah. Yeah, and it's going to be 1 tonight, so the snow's not going anywhere fast. So, anyway. All right, well, we look forward to talking to you at our next hearing.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to give you this back just before I lose it. Sweet Moses. There we go. Take care. Thanks to Lee's excellent presentation, it's probably something we should address at our next meeting to update our handbook to say that under the new regulations, if you are this far away, you wouldn't have to apply. It is, you don't have to apply, correct?
You're exempt.
You're exempt,
Yeah.
right?
Exempt from, so when they say exempt from review, that means they don't have to apply?
Uh-huh.
So we just have to trust them that.
Well, they obviously, hopefully they would be using a consultant, because I don't think any homeowner would know that. Maybe you would just want to keep it in the regs and not put it in. But there are stipulations. There have to be 50 feet away from the resource area, and also something about your BMPs and your stockpile.
Yeah.
So there's a couple other things.
I'm a little
too that I
reluctant to
would have
just
asked,
leave it
but
up to the applicant to say, oh yeah, I'm 51 feet from.
You can't force them to file if they're exempt. And if you find them and they're doing it wrong, then you got to deal with it then. But I don't know how you.
Yeah.
You can always say you can do an RDA and we'll let you know. But
Well, you know what? Actually, that's probably probably the smartest way for us to do it is to actually take that tack, because as we're walking through it, right? I also don't want somebody to feel like we bamboozled them
Right.
into applying, and they were like, "Well, you knew we didn't have to apply."
So,
But you know what our goal is going to be is to talk to Gabe. So we'll talk to Gabe and we'll let him know that there are new exemptions in the regulations. However, sometimes the only way for us to see through their exemptions in the regulation would be if either they have someone who can. So Gabe will always err on the side of caution.
Right.
So either their folks would their professional would either have to notify us through Gabe, or they would come in and talk to us, and we'd talk about whether we felt it was exempt or not.
go ahead.
You know how we get the request for comments from ZBA or Planning Board? Gabe could do that for ones that were.
Well, I think Gabe does it
Questionable.
anyway. Gabe basically
Yeah.
says, I'm not sure if that
Right.
is appropriate or not, go see conservation. And so if they had a representative who then sent us a letter and said, you know, I explained to Gabe that under the new rules, this project is exempt, then that would be one thing. Or they could come to us and we could do it exactly that way. They could say, hey, I'm not sure. We could say, well, please file an RDA and we'll talk about it when you get here.
I definitely would agree with that, yeah, that's what the RDA is for, it's not.
Just seems like you can force them to file an RDA if they feel that they're exempt. It's like, no, we're exempt. Check, check, check.
No. So she's right. She's right. But I think
How
that's
would you
where.
encourage them, saying if you don't want to take any risk on your part, you
Right.
should file an RDA?
Well, and I think our action is the person who's going to interact with them first is Gabe. So we let Gabe know that there are new criteria, but you know, gosh, it would be far better if we worked with the applicant to see if it was discernibly different, or rather than them, you know, just say, no, we were exempt. Because I don't picture Gabe saying, oh, good. You know, no, we're exempt. Oh, sure, have a good night.
So would we want them to come to us initially, like just for a discussion, to see if they should file an RDA, or have them automatically file an RDA? Because that's got some cost to them.
I guess there's so the way that I would probably phrase that is that if their consultant was 100% sure that they didn't need to file, then we would be happy to entertain them as, as a discussion. However, if their consultant was unclear, then they could file an RDA, and then, yes, there's some costs, but they're done in one hearing. But if they come meet with us and we say, under the regulations, you're not exempt, or we'd really need a site walk to figure it out, and you might have to still file an RDA, it would be better on their part to file the RDA and be done.
Okay.
I guess the problem is, so I hear what Lee is saying, which is can't force anybody to file if they don't want to. And Takashi's saying, holy smokes, we don't want it to, be, the Wild West out there. And you're saying
Cutting trees.
cutting trees wherever they might need to.
I'm going to cover that for you today, Jess. You're going to like it.
However, what's important is
Will I read
that the building inspector is very adamant on making sure that people go before wherever they're supposed to go, and so we will hear about it one way or the other. That's my feel. Is that sufficient? Okay. All right, so we've continued our first public hearing. We have a 7:35, which is our follow-up discussion. Rick Roper's attorney has dug out his parking lot based on what I've seen every day.
I have not heard, nothing has come in the email, or no word has come of any new status. I did add on here, because you had wanted to you mentioned at our last meeting, wanted to just take a brief look at the certificates of compliance that were the requests that we denied.
Yes.
That's that little page in there of the minutes.
I gotcha. Okay. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots. So this one is not based on our observation. So let's see. So let's start with 32 Deer Run. That's the house with the enforcement order in 2012, the dogs, the dog fence, and the clearing. And it appears that additional clearing has occurred.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably the smartest thing for us to do is to pick a hearing date. So April 9. Stand by, stand by. Okay. Why don't we say that on April 23rd, we're going to open up the plans for that project. We're going to take a look at the enforcement order, and we're going to schedule a site walk for the 25th to figure out if there's any cause. And what we'll probably end up doing, we can even do it from the road. We will verify that the information is accurate, and at that point we'll decide if we need to create another enforcement order or if the certificate of compliance is correct. Fair enough?
Okay.
On that same night, why don't we also do 37 Hemlock, please? So 32 Deer Run and 37 Hemlock. Hemlock was the boulders or line of fencing.
Right.
So why don't we take a look at both of those on that night. The next two are 45 Partridge Run and Old Farm Way. So why don't we schedule those for our hearing on May 14th? One of those is Mr. Mancini. And just incidentally, for all in mind, so because of the way that the months work out, we have we have 3 weeks in between meetings between our April 23rd and our May 14th meeting. Does that make sense? That way we'll bring the plans in, we'll set them on them. We won't clog our agenda too greatly, but we'll be able to hit all 4 of them. Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. That was me. All right, next up, 7:45, further discussion on Mass DEP wetland regulation revisions by member Lee Curtis.
Oh, her presentations are so good.
We hear that a lot,
I don't actually.
mostly from her.
Yeah, it's true. She's like that. I couldn't get it to print out before I came here, so I'm going to go from memory. I'm sad that I'm being recorded because I'm going to get a lot of it wrong. But wildlife habitat evaluations, I know you guys do a lot of those. We've done a lot of those, for various reasons where I work. But we did make, well, that's a bad word, but we did suggest that Jesse have it done by Shauna Hale for the EPIC project. Remember where they had all that impact? So they ended up doing an Appendix B wildlife habitat evaluation. And in the past, before the regs were revised, it was just a guidance document that kind of got dragged in here and there if you were meeting certain thresholds in resource areas. And a lot of commissions didn't use it. It wasn't in the regs. It wasn't clear when you were supposed to use it, and especially limited projects and things like that. So for the revisions, they've actually incorporated all the thresholds into the regulations under the performance standards for each resource area. So bank, BBW, riverfront, all has, in the performance standards now, it all says if you, like bank for instance, I think it's if you are altering 10% of the bank, the commission should require that the applicant get a qualified wildlife scientist or biologist to do a wildlife habitat evaluation, which would go and identify significant habitat features on the property, which could be trees or thickets of shrubs or various nesting type habitats or food, things, cover, things like that. And they would do a form and fill it out, kind of do an inventory. And if it was found that the project is actually impacting significant habitat features, the commission can require them to replicate those features, either on-site or off-site.
Oh my.
Yes, so it actually gives us a lot more power than we used to have, because it's in the regs now, and it gives you a threshold, tells you when to use it. We can require them to get a scientist, and then depending on what their scientist says, you can also go back and forth on it. But there are a lot of different ways you can actually pull in habitat features or functions that you couldn't before, like protecting trees or shrubs or nesting, and it's pretty crazy.
So what you just so that's so basically, all right. So if you look at the way that the regulations and the changes were trending, it seems to be away from protection of buffer zone, or, well, if you're not, if you're more than 50 feet away, don't worry about it. So, right, so before 100 feet,
Sometimes.
now it's 50 feet, right? But I'm just saying limited
Yeah.
projects. Okay, we know that all big projects are going to be, reviewed in a different way, I guess, especially commercial projects. But this seems, I don't want to say wildly open-ended, but
No, it is very subjective too. Kind of what it does is, they have all the exemptions now for buffer zones and such, but what this helps you do is, so maybe you have a car wash site that has 2 trees on it. Obviously, saving those 2 trees is not going to be a significant wildlife function, so there's an exemption that can go through pretty easily. But if you have a big site like Epic, where you're installing a fence and it's going to impact 10,000 square feet of BBW, and there are trees all in there, you can bring the trees in and protect them and make them replicate them elsewhere.
Interestingly, so when I walked that site after we had that snow, the coyote and fox tracks were everywhere. I mean, everywhere. There were coyote tracks, fox track, deer track. I mean, it wasn't like some place where you'd cut down a bunch of pine trees and nobody cared. I mean, we're talking about an area that was clearly, walked through by many animals. So.
And at one of the MACC conferences, at one of the sessions I went into that was doing something on wildlife evaluations, they actually talked about the difference between if you have like the isolated tree here or here, that it's not actually that worthless. Because if you think about birds and flight patterns and stuff, that actually the isolated tree can also.
It sometimes matters.
Sometimes
That's why you
matters.
need a scientist
Right.
to actually say
Yeah.
whether it matters or it doesn't. Especially if it's a
It didn't.
30 DBH tree. Especially if it's a really large tree with lots
Yeah,
of nesting
lots of
cavities or
nests,
snags, things like that.
Or
If
hunting.
they're cutting down snags, you
Yeah.
can require them to
Yeah.
replicate those snags elsewhere. So.
Interesting.
So anyway, there's a lot of fun to be had there.
So when you say altering 10% of the bank, how do you determine that number?
I think it's the bank that's on the parcel, and 10% of the bank that's on within their control that's on the parcel. That's what I'm going to have to actually look up because that is not all in my head. So I'll get that to Jess and she can put it in the minutes and study it up for next week. But-
Well, so we're talking about bank. So bank is one of those places that's
It's a linear.
right, but it's also it's crucial because
It might be
it's
2,000
that
feet.
it's that intersection between the upland and the resource. What about like with Epic where we were talking about? So they went through the BVW, right? But they also went through an awful lot of buffer zone. How does that work?
I don't know if buffer zone has, I'll have to look it up because I didn't actually look at that one because buffer zone doesn't have performance standards. So you could probably, it's in our jurisdiction, so you could pull it into the wildlife habitat evaluation. Anything outside of that, unfortunately, we can't, but, Scott Jackson tries to all the time at the MACC, but if you have a big site and they're taking down this big section of forested area, you can't pull it into, we can't regulate that.
Unless it's in your bylaw.
Unless it's in the bylaw, but the Uplands
Bylaw?
Protection Act. But I think, let me see what it said about bank, because I might have been getting that wrong, but 10% or 50 feet. 10% or 50 feet, whichever is less of the length of the bank. And then that's for every resource area now has a number that explains what the threshold should be for you to ask for a wildlife habitat evaluation.
Interesting.
And I'll see what it actually says.
So what would be an alteration of the bank? So if somebody was disturbing it through construction of a deck or a dock or
Yeah, or if they were putting in a culvert, head wall,
Yeah, right. Or
rip
even-
wrapping it,
Cutting trees?
and sometimes cutting.
Or even proposing to stabilize the bank that might be
might be
Undercut. due to wave action or, along a
sweet
stream.
bubbling Moses.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden Newburyport.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Interesting.
we had a project in Groton along the Squanicook River, but conceivably something along the Nashua River
Yeah,
or
no, absolutely.
or even Venice Brook or something like that. Could,
And every single pond we have.
right.
Wow.
But there will be a lot of sites where it'll come back and say this is not an adverse impact on wildlife, but
Well,
it gives us more leeway at least. You'll get a little inventory that says, well, it's not an adverse impact, but these 3 trees are important. You can say, well, can we do something about these 3 trees? We can always ask, and
Right.
usually they will comply, so to get through the process faster.
Sure.
so one of the things that the regulations seem to be about now, especially the ones that we just talked about last week, were about making it easier for the homeowner. The small limited project. So
And public infrastructure, because the utilities, and that has to happen, so.
yeah, it doesn't, but I understand they think it does. So
That's right, you don't have internet or electricity or TV.
I can live without 2 out of 3. So the only one that pops up in that is, so let's say that we have a homeowner and they're going to be doing a project like this. If they were looking at a substantial modification of the bank, what is the cost for hiring a wildlife professional or biologist to do that kind of study on average, plus or minus?
Well, it depends.
A day, let's say a day, 1 day, come out, take a look at the property, write the report. I'm thinking $600 to $1,000.
$800. No. If they did an extensive wildlife habitat evaluation, but
Right.
if it's the average lot size, it'd probably be cheaper than that. If you get a
4
local
hours,
firm,
4 hours to walk, travel, and another hour to write the report.
it'll still be.
$600 to $800
$400.
Good charge for a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I just mean so our average homeowner is probably spending $1,200 to $2,400 for their plans and their assistance if they have a big project.
I don't think the average homeowner would actually trigger most of these thresholds on average.
That's why I think this is just
Yeah.
another place where we have to have our cheat sheet, you know, of, okay, well, you, John Smith, if this, then that, yep, you're exempt. And, oh, wait a minute, hold on. If this, then that, but this, you're not, and you need a wildlife study.
Mhm.
I think we need to, I wonder if MACC will make a
Mhm.
cheat sheet for that.
Might be. I don't know. I'll look.
I mean,
At the end, it says to the extent that a proposed project on inland bank, land underwater, riverfront area, or land subject to flooding will alter vernal pool habitat or will alter other wildlife habitat beyond the thresholds listed in here that I don't have off the top of my head. Such alterations may be permitted only if they will have no adverse effects on wildlife habitat. And then it goes on to say how you can mitigate for adverse effects. So it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
You need an app for that.
Told you it'd make you happy, Jeff.
so we definitely need whether we make it ourselves or we hope that the nice folks at MACC go ahead and put together a chart. We need a flow chart for this
If
to.
we make it
Get it
ourselves,
right.
it'll be faster. But
Probably.
MACC will probably come up with one eventually.
But no, it just seems like the right thing to have because we definitely don't want to go past something
Mhm.
and be caught unawares later on. When did these regulations go into effect?
This January? Generally the date exactly, but January I think. Or December. end
I
of
think it was December sometime, but
See if it says.
more or less January 1st.
Yeah.
Have you started? So, not to put you on the spot, have you started to make your own flow chart / cheat sheet for this work?
No.
I see. Were you planning on doing it?
No.
Because it would be helpful.
Well, we've started. So if I have one, I'll modify it, take out the company.
I was counting on my
name.
consultant to do that.
Yeah,
That'd be great. If I were wiser, yeah, I would do that. If I had more time, I would do that.
I don't think that's the problem at all. Wise acre, maybe. My goodness. So you're saying you guys haven't started to do one?
No, we have.
Ah, I see.
It's just there's a pile of stuff on my desk that is non-billable that I haven't looked at yet, and that would be part of it. This is my fault. You don't have one yet. But.
It's the stuff that fits on Saturdays. That's what non-billable's for.
And I'm still billable on Saturdays. For now.
Nervous laugh.
I don't know. It's called insanity.
Yeah, well,
But that's all I'm going to cover today, just to keep Jess happy.
well, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. I didn't.
I didn't know that at all. This is good.
This would be fun to read up on. Well, I mean, in the past, it was pretty simple. You know, you were buffer or you weren't. You were in the wetland or you weren't. And there seemed like an awful lot of contingencies and additions now to things that we need to look at. Thank you very much. All right. Jess, the advertisement. Administrative job posting. Did everybody see the fantastic job that Jess did stealing this? Who'd you
Oh,
steal
it
this
was
from?
fabulous.
I didn't see that.
It's a single fabulous on this one. She sent,
In your packet.
because it was stolen.
Because I actually did
That's the best kind.
quickly check my emails
Yeah.
today.
This was from last, no,
I sent it a few days ago.
yeah, Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
You did send it Tuesday because I replied to you from
Okay.
Boston.
Okay. But I
Okay.
sent it Monday because I didn't text you till Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blue Stove. You ever eaten there? Blue Stove. It's in Nordstrom's.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have a grill at Nordstrom's. They have a Blue Stove in Burlington, and then they have something grill in the other ones. Very good.
You work or you just go to all these restaurants?
This was at night and with the client, and we they had Narragansett makes a chocolate coffee. It makes a coffee milk stout made with Autocrat coffee from Rhode Island. It was delicious. It really was. It was very good. And it was Narragansett. Did I mention that? Narragansett. Anyway, so I liked the larger
Well,
I like the larger one because it was much more thorough, covered everything, and so so in here the general job description was pretty good. I mean,
well, I was thinking the short one, that was more for posting like to the MACC website, where they are shorter. But then they often had like hot links, which I have no idea how to set up.
I was just gonna say. So for all you know, that's a sausage product.
Yeah. But like, yeah, but like that's a sample.
That's made by Jimmy Dean.
Right.
That's what that is. Sure. 480 milligrams of salt. Yeah. Okay. No, this is great. So I agree with you.
And then
Do the
there's-
small one, yeah, more available here,
Yeah,
and then we'll.
and that would also, I think, if they want to post the shorter one to town hall, because they want to advertise internally.
Well, I would actually take the opposite tack.
Okay.
I think we want the long one for town hall and for anything in. What was that other mass?
MACC.
No, the state posting.
Oh,
The MMA or
Municipal employees or
the
Balderdash.
Yes.
It,
I think Robert handles that.
yeah, no, Robert does handle that, but right, it was
Mass
Municipal Association of Employees or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So we definitely want the longer form in there. We want people to know what we're really looking for.
Yeah.
But you're right, we can do the short form with our pork product hot link on the MACC.
Is this because of this is a union position? correct?
Yeah.
So it has to be, does it have to be posted internally first?
7
Yeah.
days
7
or
days.
whatever it is.
So, question, should we put that it's a union position?
Well, you know what? I guess
It's like union position, no benefits. But you have to pay your dues.
Would Kevin Johnston kind of be the one to ask that up?
Well, I'll put it this way. So first off, I guess the real question is, are you doing them a disservice by not letting them know it's a union position when it absolutely is a union position? So I guess the point is, it seems it's not something that's up for debate. It's a union position.
Sure.
So it probably makes sense to indicate that that this is a. I would probably put it in the job description. The conservation administrator is a union position. Is a union position. This person works. This person will work independently to manage, etc. I think I'd add it in right there, job description.
You would add it right at the top? Okay.
I'd add it right in here in job description. And then I would probably put under salary, I would probably add the expression starting salary $23.72 an hour plus gas mileage for work-related driving, period, non-benefited position. Let's not get people who come in here and say, oh gosh, I was hoping
Or should
for
we just put-
benefits.
cover both bases, non-benefited union position?
Could certainly do that. I think the only thing that I was trying to separate is that salary
Yeah.
and non-benefited makes sense because it's compensation,
Right,
whereas job description indicating it's a union position might be more appropriate.
right. Okay. I'm on minimum qualifications, I put minimum of 2/3 years. That's because I wasn't sure which, or if we wanted to put something like that. but-
Okay, so that's where it really comes down to, are we willing to take a chance on someone who may have just started doing this and started in the field? Are they going to be able to handle the needs? And I guess I would be willing to entertain people's thoughts. My personal feeling would be, I almost want to say 5 years of experience, but that's something we can also take care of during the interview process.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better to say 2 to 3 years, and maybe somebody comes in and they've got the right attitude and they're a go-getter, and
Okay.
that makes more sense than the person who has 20 years of experience and we're concerned that they might not be as excited about the position.
Yeah, I like the phrase that I think Westford had, any reasonable equivalent, that gives us wiggle room for somebody who doesn't come through the traditional way, that would be great.
Are you applying for this?
Me?
Well, I didn't know if that's why you
Yeah.
picked reasonable equivalent.
Yeah.
It's a setup.
Like a doctorate in comparative philosophy or religion, comparative religion or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Isn't that-
Natural theology.
There you
That's,
go.
no, that's,
Yeah.
seems reasonable. All right. Yeah, I saw GIS.
Oh.
Wetland regulations. Yep.
Should we put in the 61, 61A, 61B familiarity, or?
Well, the reality is 61, 61A, and 61B are tax
Right.
instruments, so we can probably cross them off.
That's why the question marks.
Yep, let's kill that. And if there's a way you can come up with it, we take non-benefited and make it sound like an actual word, I'd be all right with that.
And if you did want to take a quick look at Westford's lengthy posting had some stuff I didn't include, so if you wanted to glance through that.
Is it all that?
Look
Oh, sweet.
at Westford's lengthy posting.
Well, like they had things like do minutes, but we do that,
Sweet Moses.
yeah. And then they had managed conservation land, which we don't have our person do, or write grants, which we don't do.
So, did you highlight the ones you took, or the ones that,
The ones I took, for
Yeah.
the most part, but
In the past, have we not had managed conservation lands as one of the?
I don't know, see,
we
talked to
certainly didn't hire
Kevin.
Becky to do that.
Right. And I talked
Right.
to Kevin and Robert. Nobody could find a copy of the job description for Becky before, so,
Okay.
at the moment. So,
Well, it should have come from, it should have been with Personnel Board.
Yeah,
right, and they didn't have a key to that,
yeah.
so.
Are you pooping me?
No, but there was talk of that they should have a key to that, whatever, but I could not get one, I tried.
So I guess, but like, at least maybe in the longer one, that would make available to have at least some kind of mention of conservation land management is something that
Yeah,
it's part of the Conservation Commission's responsibility, and so it should at least by
okay.
some relationship be something that the conservation administrator at least knows about.
You're so grabbing now.
Well, I don't have any problem
Well, no, I
with
mean,
the idea.
conservation commissions were established before the Wetland Protection Act even existed, and were established because their primary purpose back in the 1950s or whatever was to manage conservation lands when conservation commission, when towns were allowed to hold conservation lands.
No,
So-
I agree with you, but we're
and
talking
we do
about
have
a
some.
19-hour-a-week position.
Right, which is why I wouldn't say that it would be the primary responsibility, but I would at least hope that the person coming in at least knows that we have some conservation land in town and that nominally.
So find the item in the West.
Go ahead, find it.
No,
I just spent 4 days arguing over RFRs and defining positions and talking about what we were hiring people
Yeah.
for and how many tasks a human being could do in a day. And I counted Saturdays, don't get me wrong. But I don't know how in 19 hours. I know what you're saying, but it just feels like one of those rat holes.
Yeah,
Well, if you just put it up into the job description, not specific responsibilities.
Right. So they know that when they get say, request from the Greenway Committee for, say, reimbursement of trail signs or whatever, that they don't say, oh, this isn't for me. That
That's not my job.
They pass it on to Robert or Lisa and say, this isn't.
Okay, so how does that read? Acknowledgement of our conservation area?
We have a little bit of land and we're supposed to be taking care of it.
We got some land, and
an
someone will
affidavit that
bring it
says,
up now and
I
then.
acknowledge that it has conservation land.
I would like you to
Pledge my
lift
life
your
to the
head.
protection of those lands.
Right. There should be a new 3-fingered salute that you should design.
So how do you want me to put that in there?
And believe that's what we're about to struggle with for about 20 minutes. If I were to just wildly guess.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess the place I would put it is that They work independently to manage the Conservation Commission office, including timely administration of statutory, regulatory, field work to assess applications, frequent applications, other town departments to answer questions, and some managing agenda. Okay, so every year we talk about our lands under budget. I don't know if there's a way to sneak it in under. Following commission review as
Just say something like supports commission and its other duties.
Well, so here we
such
are.
as-
Provide staff support to commission administrators to all the functions of the commission office, including organization and preparation, management of accounts payable and receivable, timesheets, donuts, commission budget reporting.
I heard that.
So, yeah, what language do you use to say, no, we've got woods?
So I would,
I think that works.
suggest that, well, okay, so in the shorter one, I would suggest either at the end of general job description, something really vague and non-committal, like general oversight of conservation lands, or within responsibilities, something at the very end. I don't know.
Support commissions and conservation land management
Yeah,
activities.
right. Something like that. That's very non-specific, but at least
And
mentions
wildly
it.
wide open.
Yeah. Well, and then
Yeah.
and then in the longer description, where it works cooperatively and coordinates commission issues and activities with other town departments, and
Where are you down that one?
so this is the longer one, page 2, the third
Yeah,
paragraph above, minimum qualifications.
right.
Provides technical assistance and information. Yeah, the second sentence in that paragraph is works cooperatively and coordinates commission issues and activities with other town departments and boards or boards, committees. We have a Greenway committee that essentially does the groundwork of managing the conservation lands. I think
Yeah.
this person should know that there's a Greenway committee and that
Well, so let's just
the
put that right in.
committee- yeah, the
Coordinates
committee,
with
for some
Greenway
of
Committee.
Committee's work, they have to get permission from the Conservation
Sure.
Commission. That
Coord-
request should come through this person.
Coordinates with Greenway Committee regarding the Conservation Commission's protected land.
Management of conservation
Management
lands,
of conservation
or
lands.
management of lands under the Conservation Commission's control, something like that.
Okay, so I like the latter.
Or what if we just said coordinates commission issues and activities with other town departments and community groups?
Including the Greenway Committee.
Yeah, if you want to get specific.
Well, I guess
I think
the only
I think
thing.
they should know
Commission
that.
issues.
Yeah. I mean, the Greenway Committee is sort of our ad hoc
Yeah.
paramilitary arm, so. We need
I'm not sure I'm going to go with you on that one. I mean,
land maintenance.
they may become paramilitary if Jess joins and it's a pine tree thing, but
So, yeah, so how about, like what you said, but coordinates with the Greenway Committee regarding commission's management of land
under Conservation Commission's control.
Yeah, regarding the management of land under the Conservation Commission's control.
I think that's perfect.
That's enough. Yeah, I wouldn't. go
Yeah,
beyond
because we're not stipulating that she's, this person, he or she is out, clearing trails or checking maps or
that. Doing what W used to do, clear and brush.
clearing brush.
Clear and brush.
And then on the short one under general.
Now he's painting, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
And then on the short one, how do you want to integrate that? Takashi, you open.
Since we added in the long run under responsibilities, then I would go with maybe what Bill you sort of proposed. I think to
We got land.
not to Bill or George, somebody.
Well, George said supports commission's land management.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You know what? You can put it right in managing all aspects of the commission's office, including filing. You can put it right in there, including, so, paragraph under responsibilities,
Oh, okay.
the last sentence, which is wildly run on.
No, that's the second one.
No, it starts way up here.
Oh yeah. the last clause, the second to last clause behind this.
This is one sentence.
That's how they do it.
Sweet bubbling Moses.
Oh, managing all aspects.
Well,
of
no,
the
I would put
commission.
it in that last section, working collaboratively with other town boards, departments, and committees.
There's like 5 periods on this entire page.
Because that would be kind of in keeping with what we were suggesting for the longer run, in my opinion.
So would it be on wetlands and stormwater related issues or wetland? Yeah, it's a wetland.
But where are you?
I like that.
Very last line of that paragraph.
Yeah. Lose the S. I guess to Takashi's and George's point, managing all aspects of the commission office, including, I guess I would put there, commission lands, filing, budget, accounts payable, disguises it nicely.
I would,
Yeah, when the more they report for work, they're gonna be looking around the office for the trees and the stream.
I guess
I would hope so.
my friendly suggestion would be that since we put it here down in where they're coordinating with other town boards and departments, that it would make sense to go in that last line that talks about working collaboratively with other town boards.
Wetlands, land management, stormwater related issues.
Oh, wetlands.
Oh, wetland, comma, land management, comma, and stormwater related issues.
That's poetic.
That works.
Nice job.
There's no comment before an
How
and.
about management of
Of
town?
course there
land?
is.
Yeah, there is.
How about
That's not the way I was taught.
Oh, here we go.
how about management of town conservation?
I had a battle of vocabularists the other night, and it turns out vocabularist is a word.
Okay, got it.
And thank you for doing this, by the way.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes up after is there is cure for Ebola. Isn't that nice? Is there a requirement required?
So, I don't know if we need to do it, but when we write job descriptions, we have to put in physical requirements.
Well, it was in there before.
Does this need to be vetted by
I think Robert,
Robert and or Kevin and or personnel board?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Robert.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
assuming
Yeah.
that's who it goes to
Okay,
next, yeah.
The use of a comma would also apply when any of the 7 coordinating conjunctions, and, but, or, nor, for, so, yet, join 2 independent clauses. Grammar.ccc.comnet.edu. You may have learned that the comma before the and is unnecessary.
I don't agree. I feel it's necessary.
I like commas.
So, use a comma to separate elements in a series. He hit the ball, comma, dropped the bat, comma, and ran to first base.
That's how it's done.
I'll send you the link. All right. So we did have physical requirements in our other one, right? That the person had to be able to walk. No. It does. It does. You have to say that, and it's not to be rude. Well, here's the problem. So what you want
Put
to?
that in ours.
No. You have to say it because if someone was in a wheelchair, okay. We're not discriminating against them because they're in a wheelchair, but the position involves going in the woods, and a person in a wheelchair wouldn't be able to access those areas where the areas that we go to visit are not necessarily ADA
I
compliant.
completely agree. We just aren't ever allowed to put that stuff in our job.
It was in the last one.
Yeah, which I didn't see. so.
Well, I would think
I
that
couldn't
when we hand this over to Robert, that either he or
Ask for the latest and greatest in
We'll-
HR Bolt.
yeah, we'll add what we need. There's probably something about equal opportunity that plus whatever you said in terms
The
of
physical requirements of
that
being able to do
I
the
would hope that
job.
they would
Yeah.
have it do that or give us the guidance to do it.
You know what? So we have a cute new HR chick. So what I'll do is I will email her. No, I'll email her
Say that to
tomorrow.
her.
So you have to do it in the morning.
So I know she's cute. I will email her and I will ask her, because we have the same thing for our CM job description. So I bet it's posted on our website. Because our construction managers they have to be able to get out of their vehicle, walk around on a muddy site, etc.
Minimal beer belly.
No, beer belly.
Like it has to be.
It's a balance. No, there's stabilization involved there, huh? The gyroscopic Gansett belly.
And there is the phrase on here, independently conducts on-site inspections, blah, 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 often in rough outdoor conditions.
Okay, yeah,
So
we'll do that.
we need to make sure that we
Yeah.
have the latest and greatest appropriate language that helps that person understand that there's a criteria they would have to meet. It's not the kind of thing they can do from their vehicle in a driveway in general. Because there are jobs that say, in fact, I swear Verizon has this in their job description, must be able to pull up in front and look out of your window and decide whether you want to walk around or not.
Wow.
So.
The applicants must be so limited.
We had snow the other day on one of the sites, and the guy's like, "It's more than 4 inches of snow. I'm not going there.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Slippery."
RSA, let's see, just lost it.
Is there a comma after the and? Did you turn your phone sideways? It does that to me all
Is
the
it
time.
on?
Yeah,
He's just looking at a reflection of
You
himself.
should put it
there we go.
I did have spaghetti.
While performing the duties of this job, the employee is regularly required to use hands to finger, handle, feel, or operate objects, including office equipment or control. And reach with hands and arms. The employee is frequently required to sit and talk and hear.
Really?
Shut up!
The employee is required to stand and walk,
Sit and talk and hear.
climb ladders, stoop, kneel, crouch, or crawl, and smell.
This is the state.
And this is an office job.
That is
Smell?
wow. So what pool are you picking from? Where people come in and they're like, wait a minute, talk and hear. Okay. So let's let Robert do this because I hate to tell you this is all over the place. This is all over the place.
All right, it's 8:15.
Okay, so I believe that we have covered the main points.
Right, I will get
We need
that.
to add a physical attribute section, physical ability, a physical ability section.
I'll leave that to Robert.
I really, really should. Although I can call Jessica or Amber or whatever her name is, and I can see if I can get it from ours too, but probably better. No matter what we do, it's going to have to go through Robert anyway, so let's just
Right.
Robert do it.
Yeah.
We have in here applications by certain dates.
Oh, right.
I think we should just say the application's accepted until the position is filled.
And it's a great idea. Please check our website. So that will be something that we would want to do. Wait for it to go through the town process, and then work with Cindy to put on our website that we're in the process of hiring. So because we wouldn't want to put that on until after it's gone through the union notification process.
Wouldn't want to put what on?
So, like George is saying,
The application is accepted until job is.
until the job is filled, and then we'd want to do it on our website. So you'd want to add to that, until the application is filled, please check our website. Oh, you've actually already got that. For more information, call or go to the town website. So on the website, we're going to want to have a little bubble that pops up and says that we are, presently seeking applicants for this position. And we'll do that after it's gone through the union posting.
Okay.
What's gonna happen when they call that number?
Well, I have no idea. Is this number even real?
That's the office number.
Why don't you put down the Board of Selectmen number?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to? No.
I hurt my feelings.
Give Mary Spinner's number.
Is there a phone in the mailroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
All right.
depending on how long I want to keep playing around with this, then I could always, get messages there and it's like, nothing came in. Kidding.
All right. So we have now covered our conservation administrator position.
Yep.
You said we have an appeal at Willow.
Yep, it should be,
I had no idea.
okay. The second one in there, appeal to
Here we go.
amended order of conditions.
We, as directed butters, hereby appeal the issuance of the amended order of conditions dated February 12, 2015 by your conservation. Our appeal is until the application be denied under Section B2 on WA Form 5, superseding order of conditions. Project cannot be conditioned to meet performance standards. Proposed relocation does not fall within 310, grandfathered. Plans are not approved. Should not be amended order of conditions, requires a new NOI. Performance standards shall prove by preponderance of evidence no practical and substantial equivalent economic alternatives they can construct. Units average cost out, utility water, and they're on thin ice on that one. 3, third sentence, cost does not include anticipated profits. Cost of one expensive foundation needs to be averaged into the cost of all the foundations. Be interesting to hear how that's worked. Number 4, specific instructions on costs for alternatives must provide a preponderance of evidence. Anticipated being able to review the costs submitted. Sent a letter. No, they sent a letter with numbers. Didn't DeShang?
Yeah.
So they're saying that we never got that. That's not true. That's a misstatement in their appeal.
Yeah, I already began making copies of stuff to give to DEP for this, so.
So going to be a somewhat detailed discussion. Shall I leave the room?
No. This is. Oh no! Right now would really just come under.
If you're just reading it, it's fine. But if you're going to start discussing it, I should probably go.
No. I'm just going through it because I'm interested to hear what their issues were. So you know what? That's a good point. We'll put that off. But so you're going through.
You said you were going. You started going through.
You started to go through.
Going through what? Oh,
The
I've been just going through our files to put together some of the letters from DeShang and Jesse Johnson and stuff. So
We were
digging.
open to discussions with the
Amending.
conservation to help understand the remaining provisions regarding alternatives. However, they seemed anxious to approve the application.
Mhm.
Don't say anything. I have to go.
So there's that.
What you got on Mountain View?
And then Mountain View.
So Chris Hill is way up the hill.
Yeah.
So
He's more than 100 feet.
he's considerably more than 100 feet.
The only thing I mentioned to him was that he'd need to put in some erosion controls or whatever to prevent stuff going down the hill.
But he has enough room on his property to do that.
He's going to be raising the land, like doing some fill and stuff. No, I'm just in knowing the way that road functions in Sheepville. He's completely open to doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, he does this for a living.
Yeah.
So if you know, when you go down the hill to Jess's house, Chris's house is on the right, there's a barn, and then it drops off and there's a house.
Right.
And so the barn is staying, the house
barn
is
is
being
staying.
rebuilt.
Mhm.
I worked with Chris, he was over at, he's not at Macomb anymore, right? He's with
I
some
don't
other
think so,
company.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, he is on the hill, but his yard is level in that area, so as long as he had,
He's on the hill, here's where the barn is, and
right,
then
then
there's
it drops off.
then it really drops off, and the house is
Right.
scooped in there.
But the house
That's gonna get
lot
leveled.
area is level.
Yeah,
So if he put hay bales, if he put some kind of erosion control at the fence,
yeah,
he'd be just fine.
right.
Okay. So that's officially the west side of the property. So I'm going to take 2 seconds. Says that submitted for review. So there's nothing on this plan to show. So I'm going to check modifications needed
Right.
and say landowner to place erosion control barrier, and I'm going to put in parentheses hay bales along fence on west side of property. Man, you don't realize how much you type when you try to write. $25?
6.
6? Thanks. It's for you, dear.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, so then we get into office updates. Nashua Street Extension, I just gave you copies of the pre-screening conference memorandum. Just summarizes what they were looking at.
This one still bothers me, if only because I'm worried that we didn't do the right thing, but at the same time, we made sure that it went off to the DPW. They reviewed it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have any problem with these items that the DEP created their superseding order of conditions over.
Right.
The one that I was particularly vexed with says that one of the infiltration basins is less than 10 feet from BVW and the other one is 2 feet from BVW. But we did project after project in the past where the infiltration basin was practically in the BVW. So were we doing it wrong? Is that something that could have been appealed in the past? Would you design them that way today?
Not usually, no.
More distance?
Not to say it doesn't happen, it does. When restricted, but
Is there
this is not, I usually engineers for this kind of review, so it's not something I know off the top of my head, but usually
No,
it's
of course,
well
but-
away from,
from the wetland edge?
it's certainly right on it or 2 feet, but
I don't know. I
It
know we've done it
happens.
in the past.
I've seen it many times, so.
In fact, I hate to sound callous, but I thought our reason was always, well, isn't that great? The filtered water will end up where it belongs. So, kind of the point of the infiltration basin, as opposed to the send it to Ohio basin. I haven't built one of those in a while.
Something to do with Ohio.
I've been. It was not pretty. Okay, so,
And I
yeah,
think-
this still bothers me.
So I think their full hearing is not till May, April or May. It's not on here, but it's in the minutes, but, so we'll hear more, so just
Thank you
keeping
for
you
including it. I just, I don't know, I find it disturbing at best.
Okay, then on, geosyntec,
Yes,
um,
what did our buddies say?
I sent them a very nice email right after our last meeting saying that we were prepared to sign off, but wanted to be brought up to date on progress and the work that the invoice represented. So we wanted to see additional details such as draft material before signing off. Didn't hear anything back, so I gave Bob Hartzell a call yesterday, and he said our request was very reasonable. It's been a busy week. Their next deliverable was close to completion, but he had sent some questions to their engineer and was waiting for a response. The next interim report will be on watershed reconnaissance and specific improvement recommendations. He was hoping to have the material to us by today, but it wasn't there last time I checked. And if not, he knows our next meeting is 2 weeks from now, so that we won't do any action on the invoice until then. So,
And he was comfortable with that, or
yeah,
understanding anyway?
understanding, yeah.
Okay,
So we're good on that.
thank you.
The solar farm, did you see the email from Mark Wetzel?
I did, and he said that they hadn't addressed his comments, but we acted on it because they did address his comments. They had a letter that said they had addressed his comments.
Right, on that, I can't find that letter,
Oh.
but we have it. But
Does everybody remember? So
Yeah, but we did have them discussed.
I know Lee wasn't part of it,
Right.
but you remember Bryony and what was the fellow's name? Jim?
Steve Long? No.
Yeah, it could have been Steve. Fellow who owned the farm, Howling Moon Farm, had the really cool jacket that said Howling Moon Farm on it. His brother-in-law lives in New Salem. Were you paying attention on the sidewalk at all? No, it was
He was not wearing a hat, and it was 3 degrees.
It was like 3.1 degrees.
Yeah.
It was
And he had no
unbelievably
hat.
cold. No hat
That's all
and
I
no
know.
gloves. He had his hands stuck in his pockets.
Yeah.
He had a jacket that said Howling Moon
So
Farm.
did they give you guys a written letter?
She brought it into our meeting we had at the police
Okay,
station.
Yeah, we did. I've got to find it. So, at any rate,
I remember because we told them that they had to respond to the DPW's request.
And the other thing was that I sent Mark links to our minutes, but I also said that we had indicated
hot links?
that, yeah. No, but I also indicated that we had decided the rest of the DPW issues were under the ZBA, not us, so.
Yeah, they addressed it, and in fact, remember they added the topo to the
Yeah.
plan.
Right,
We discussed why it didn't matter. Their method of installation was twist
yeah.
posts, twist in post pieces instead of any
Right.
digging.
Okay, so, then, so that was handled. Wendy's, the day after our meeting, we did get a request for comments from the planning board.
Okay.
I took the liberty of doing it because we had discussed it the night before.
Sure.
So,
Bacon cheeseburger.
yeah.
Perfect.
So, and got an email from Tony Donato yesterday. So they're aiming to be on our March 26th meeting.
Excellent.
He was hoping for March 12th, and I said, ground conditions. We're not going to see. I did tell him that we would probably invoke the consultant bylaw.
We'll absolutely invoke the
Yeah.
consultant bylaw.
So, but he was like, but it's all developed, so, but they're forewarned,
I
so.
very much look forward to having the discussion with them.
And I did ask for extra copies of the stormwater management report and operations and management plan so that we can pass those on also to DPW for review. Catania Spagna is getting ready to file, so there were some emails circulating. And,
Didn't he even send one that said, "Are you sure we really need to file? We're right here in town."
Yeah. So I've been corresponding that they needed to, let's see, they'd have to file with us, but based on just the photo, we could not determine whether they'd have to file an RDA or a notice of intent. We assumed that the environmental consultant you'd be working with would be able to determine which is the appropriate filing. And they weren't ready to come in informally, so I just gave them a thing on the procedures.
Yep.
And So that's coming up, so.
Do we know the nature of their application?
Yeah, that was putting in 3 new spurs, railroad spurs.
Is that the one with the spurs and the tanks?
Yeah,
Okay, right.
yeah. And then something else, pump station or something.
Yeah.
So-
But theirs wasn't all that horrific.
Right. So that one is coming. We did the job posting. Did that. Did you want to get back to the reporter on?
No.
Okay. And how about Bob Casey on the Rosalie Bucci question?
I still can't come up with a polite way to say,
Do you want me to try? I can send it to you. Okay. Will
look
do.
at that, I just broke my pen off.
Then,
There's just
then the only other things would be got an email from Jeremy Callahan this morning. Planning Board. So they have submitted their FY16 staffing request to the Board of Selectmen, including a request for a full-time planner.
Wait. Didn't they just get rid of someone? Wasn't there a citizen petition to eliminate the post?
Right, that was last spring, so now they're getting ready
Oh.
to, so it'll have been a year, so now they're requesting a full-time planner, which
Sure.
is different. And in our request, we argue that a professional planner could offer expert assistance not only to the planning board, but to other boards and departments. This includes CONSCOM. So now they want to sell that. Would I personally support a full-time planner, and how do I suggest they approach the rest of the commission, in writing or in person?
What I would request is
What?
that they give us a copy of the job description for the planner,
Yeah.
so that we can get a feel for what, I've never hired a planner. You ever hired a planner?
Well, we used to have a
We
planner.
used to have one,
Yeah, briefly.
and every town should have one. in
Wait,
my
are we
opinion,
talking
but
about, which,
What was
Chris
his
Ryan
name?
was-
Chris Ryan.
At any rate, I suggested he approach us in person, come to one of our meetings.
Why did Chris Ryan quit again?
I
Board of
think
Selectmen?
it was partly that and partly,
Because the planning board didn't want him coming to the meetings.
right, and I think there was a bit of conflict with
He was,
the,
he was in the way.
I think there's a bit of conflict with the line item removal person
Line item removal person.
last spring, the
Oh, the person was removed through the line item
Yes.
process.
Right.
Oh.
And I basically said, last time there was a shared person, and I thought, and I know that Johnny Gibbons had said informally that, they were thinking you could get a planner who could do our field work and then have an office person that did all 3 boards. And
Did our field work?
that's what, they're having these conversations, so.
Without us?
Without us. So that's
Well, I
why-
appreciate that they're bouncing the
Right.
ideas around, and it
Right.
feels much better now knowing that we've had these
Right.
discussions.
So I did say last time there was a shared person, conservation basically got screwed. So I think the best approach for them would be at least come talk to us at some point, so.
Did they say that they imagined they had that conversation, or they were going to come see us anyway?
I don't know. I haven't heard back, but we'll see what they do. They're meeting with Robert on Monday.
You know what? I wouldn't have any problem if they found a person who was both a planner and a conservation administrator. I just don't picture that happening.
Yeah.
Those seem like really discrete and separate skill sets.
So I'm just letting you know that there are these conversations going on around us.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we'll find out. I think that's basically everything I got.
Excellent. As we do each week, thank you for your continued resorting to fill in.
Yes, no problem.
I assume that all the other financial arrangements have been squared away with?
No, I mean, Robert's still waiting to hear from the town council. So. But now that we've got our job posting to turn in, we can sort of twist the,
We're not turning the job posting in. Tell him we're not turning anything in until he squares away what we're doing with our conditions now.
I don't know that that would be the best approach.
Why?
Well, I think he's getting squished by the Board of Selectmen,
Huh,
so,
right.
about the job posting, so,
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds like there's two problems to solve. Solve
Yeah.
the first one, we'll solve the second one. I see that that's uncomfortable for you.
Yes, it is.
I guess
Send him an email.
I'm unclear on what we're working together on if we're not working together.
Who's we there?
So this has been months and
Yeah.
we're still waiting on town council?
Well, town council works in mysteriously slow ways.
Well, the last time town council had spoken up and answered something and nobody found out about it for 2 months. Is this the same
Yeah.
circumstance?
Yeah, no, he's, so they've had a number of days where they haven't shown up because of the snow thing, so that seems to be, he's been trying. It's, I think. Hmm?
No.
What?
That doesn't
No.
pass the sniff test with it.
Wait, what doesn't?
Attorneys can work at home.
Yeah.
It's not like they have to go in to flip burgers or be at the griddle
Yeah, they
all
don't need anything
day.
else to provide a legal opinion.
Often,
Yeah,
attorneys can work in their cars.
yeah. Right, well, what I would suggest would be nice for our chair to write a note to the administrator and push on that a bit.
He's known for his politeness.
Yeah.
Yes. Diplomatic.
I don't have another pen to break, so I'm not entirely sure how to address this one, but.
It would be good you do that first, then you can move on to Mr. Casey.
I literally don't even know where to start with that one. There's nothing I can say that isn't going to sound horrible.
I'll handle that one.
Give it your best, but
I will. I will.
incompetent is spelled the same way no matter how many times you write it.
Yeah. Okay. Committee updates?
CPC?
Smooth transition.
Meets next week with its public hearing.
On
Nothing
the
new.
4th.
On the 4th.
Excellent.
That's it.
Storm water?
Oh, I will say it. Wait.
I'm so excited for my update.
At the last CPC meeting, Jen Gibbons, who's on the planning board, wanted to know if anybody from conservation wanted to run for planning board. Because they'd love to have somebody from us on their board. I'm just mentioning.
Does planning board meet once a month?
Yeah. On our day. Yeah.
Why did I think planning board was elected? Zoning board's
They're,
elected.
no,
No.
planning board's
Planning
elected.
board.
Zoning board's appointed.
Oh, so when she says run or join their board, she means follow the
Right,
crucial public review process
Right.
that is run for the position?
right.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Storm water?
Well, we didn't meet, but Mark went back to the Board of Selectmen to finish what he started, I think on the 24th, to present the fee again, and they voted to not approve the stormwater utility at this point, which would basically be a fee to residents and commercial, industrial, et cetera, to fund the NIPD's Phase 2. But, so at this point in time, it's not approved, but there is a revision to the permit coming out, so the Stormwater Committee is still going to meet to come up with some other ideas and deal with some other things in town until the permit is revised and then we're going to revisit the whole situation. So that's my update.
So there's a legal requirement that the town has voted to not fund?
It's not a legal requirement to fund it that way. It was just the way they were proposing to fund it has not been approved.
I see. But it's a legal requirement to
meet
perform.
for the permit, to meet the permit conditions, yes.
I'm guessing the Board of Selectmen didn't offer any alternatives to,
I'll have to ask Mark. He did not put that in his
Okay,
email,
yeah.
and I didn't go, so
Gotcha.
I will find out.
Somebody in the third floor said that, yeah, that they turned it down because they regarded it as a roof tax.
Interesting. Okay.
Roof tax. Runoff from roofs.
It was Not for residences, but
Yeah,
commercial industrial is based on impervious area.
yeah.
The more impervious area you have, the more you pay the stormwater fee, or you install more BMPs to take care of your runoff. It's essentially the trade-off, but, and residences were just counted as, a fixed fee. But it's been implemented in several other communities, but.
So what is the
I'll get the
punishment?
details.
What is the punishment by the state to the town of Ayer for failing to meet the standard?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let's look into that. Guess I didn't
Town
expect
council.
that we were going to fail to meet the standard. Haven't been here long enough, I guess.
Well, won't the next meeting be fun? All right, Greenway.
Oh, wait, we see skipped Pond and Dam Committee.
Darn right I did. It's frozen over. I can't even. Both. Although I did see Don Raza at the Home Depot when Noah and I were there, but he was a couple aisles over and we didn't get to say hi. So it's about as close as Pond and Dam came to meeting as I'm aware.
Not even a quorum.
No, not unless Noah joins. Greenway.
The commission got an email from Al Futterman
Oh yeah.
at National River Watershed Association that there's a program out there to designate certain trails as heart healthy. They have little signs that'll go up on it. So he was asking if we had some trails that might meet the criteria in terms of length and topography.
Interesting.
So I told him I would pass this on to the Greenway, and once the snow melts, we'd go out and take a look at it.
Snowmelts will figure it out.
And I told him to talk to the Parks Department because they may have something at Peroni Park.
Did he say what's the length, the distance?
Yeah, he did. I don't remember what it was though.
Yeah, that came in and I forwarded it to George with glee.
I guess from the simple fact that when you walk in those trails and go around the pond, you have to come back. You have no choice but to come all the way back. You might make it on. It's got to be close to a mile, maybe even a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You think? Walk in the trail, go down past the bottom of the old transfer station, cross over the wooden bridge, cross over the rocks, go up around, come up around over the top of the hill, come back down around, and then back up again. It's got to be more than a mile.
Yes. Yeah.
Be interesting to do with a pedometer. Anybody have one of those linked fit link, hot link, the fit bracelets, fit band,
Fitbit.
fit band. Seen them?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe me. Just sit all day and like move your hand around.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. My friend was doing it, and he was snow shoveling, and he was like, "I snow shoveled for 45 minutes because the damn thing didn't even register." Yeah, and I said, "Well, then how does it know that you're walking?"
It
Right?
It doesn't sometimes. I don't know. I don't believe in him. He messed up. I don't trust him.
They're just part of the military infrastructure to capture where you are at all times.
Exactly.
Sure. And social security numbers are wrong too. Open space.
Huh? Yeah, they had a meeting, public meeting last week.
And didn't we get an email
Yeah,
for the OSRPC?
It was on the 18th.
yeah, the 18th. And there's a second public meeting next week on the 5th.
Did Beth ask to have time on our hearing?
Now, this is for the students from Conway School who are working on things. So this wouldn't close it, but this is just their portion.
I believe.
Yeah, but no, didn't we get
Beth is meeting with them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Didn't we get an email to ask if we could fit her into our agenda?
If
Did we?
uh,
I didn't get that. Did we? When
thought
did you
so.
saw it?
I saw it this morning when I was checking the last
Oh,
320 emails that
Let
I
me
hadn't
say
read on
yes.
my.
I
okay.
believe as I was walking out the door, she mentioned something about.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we leave a space for OSRPC on our March 12th agenda,
Okay.
and then follow up with Beth?
Right.
Sounds good.
I thought I saw it.
I might not have checked this afternoon, so.
She
It was
said
previous.
that she
Okay.
was either going to do it or that she had done it. So
I thought she did.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know if she sent it to me or you forwarded it to me.
Senior moment.
We're all good. All right, member updates. Jess, do you have any member updates?
Nope.
You sure? Last time we talked about trees, you got a little sappy. George?
No.
Takashi?
That was a good one.
I actually saved that one up from the other
I
day.
like that one.
Lee?
Is anyone going to MACC?
Is it in March?
Tomorrow.
Saturday. This Saturday.
And then no.
Just wondering. I had been thinking about it, but it's not going to work out this year.
I'm going to decide at the last minute.
It's scrap weekend.
You don't have to go for,
I don't have to go, no. I've gone every year for like the last 11 years.
yeah.
Oh, I'm drinking the night before, so I'm not sure I'm going to go.
No, it's a reasonable criteria.
It's right.
I can see where that would apply. Yeah. Well, we're not paying extra for those
They
funky
do get
paper
free
clips.
coffee in the morning.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
No, accounts
I'm gonna
payable.
Show up and watch my boss get her award in the morning, and then go home
That
and
was
pass
my,
out.
that was my note.
All right, hold on. Like I always say, let's keep it on point. Elise agreed this was something Becky had requested. She couldn't remember why.
She was busy. That was that $225 movement, but she said it.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
We had a transfer and or adjustment, and we have no reason for it.
But it's all within our budget, so she said so. I think she was busy.
Transfer it back.
Um,
Didn't matter.
announcements, that's the only thing that seemed reasonably interesting.
I disagree. All right, community character and common themes, the meaning and memory of place, sponsored by Freedom's Way National Heritage Area in partnership with the National Park Service. Registration required by March 20th. What does this mean? 3-day interpretive conference? Community character and common themes is a focus of a 3-day interpretive conference in Concord, Mass. on March 26th, 27th, and 28th. Using this historic town as laboratory, I should say a laboratory, participants will investigate engaging ways to interpret the meaning and memory of place through a variety of innovative sessions and field excursions.
Sounds a bit touchy-feely.
Deliver the keynote address, verandas and dooryards, observing landscape close to home.
So I should edit things like this out. Just checking.
I don't know, kind of interesting. I'm gonna keep
That's
it.
just because you
Okay.
said touchy-feely.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna post it at work. Okay. If that's all we have, Mr. Renuda, do you have any citizens' concerns to address?
No,
Excellent.
just thinking of needling Jess.
Needling Jess, that was great, huh? Quiet all night, and then finally at the end there was bark. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.